Quack. Once evening, as the sun was setting, some travelers stayed to the rest under a clump of the trees, and losing their camels set them to graze. It happened that one of the animals entered a melon field, and that a melon stuck in its throat. The owner, seeing this and fearing to lose the animal, tied a blanket round its throat and then stuck the place with all the might instantly. The melon broke in the throat of the camel, and it was then easily swallowed. A certain man who had just come up, looking on and observing this proceeding, shouldered his bundle and going the next village, pretending that he was a doctor. But what can you cure? Asked the villager. I can cure the goiter, answered the quack. An old woman whose throat was swollen to a frightful size exclaimed, "Oh, my son, if you could only cure my goiter, I would bless you for evermore." "Certainly," answered the man. "Here, bring me a blanket and a good-sized mallet." As soon they were brought, he tied up the woman's throat and struck the swollen part with so much force that the poor old creature instantly expired. "Ah!" cried the people, "this fellow is a villain." So they seized him, being minded to carry him before the king. One of them, however, said, "She was a very old woman, who must have died shortly in any case. Let us therefore compel the wretch to dig her grave, and then we can beat him and let him go." So they took him and set him to work, but the ground was so stiff and hard that he made slow progress. "If you do not dig it," said they, "before the king, you shall go, and then you will be hanged." Then exhorted the unfortunate man, in the greatest fear, labored away with all his might, and at last, when the villagers saw that he had finished his last and buried the victim of his mistaken treatment, they beat him as well and let him go. Influenced by the severity of his punishment, the man mounted his camel and went on the next village, and again gave himself out as a great doctor. "And what can you cure?" said someone. "I can cure goiter," answered him. This time it was an old man who offered himself for treatment. But the pretended doctor said, "Look here, good people, I shall do my best to cure this case. But remember, if I am so unfortunate to kill him, I am not to be compelled to dig the man's graves." "A pretty sort of doctor you must be," cried they, "before you begin your treatment. You are taking off digging the patient's grave. Away with you, we shall have nothing to do with you." Hearing this, the pretending doctor began to say to himself, "What an extraordinary thing this is! My best plan surely is to return to the camel men and tell them they have not shown me the right way to cure this disease. Perhaps they will advise me." When he had overtaken them, he cried, "What foolish men you must be! I met an old woman who suffered from goiter just like your camel, and I tied a blanket round her neck and stuck her with a mallet, but instead of recovering like your camel, she died, and instead of getting a fee, I was compelled to dig her grave. It is not who was stupid, answered the camel man, but you. We are not stupid at all. The animal are camel of size and strength. How was a feeble old woman to stand the blow of a mallet? No, it is you and you only who are stupid.